Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you joining me today. I know that I am a bit early when it comes to a Sussex video, and I've been known to do this a time or two, so don't feel bad. I am still going to post on Sussex Monday, but today I did have something that was just kind of gnawing away at me because I keep coming across the same issue, and a lot of times I will dismiss it as, oh, well, they're not a reputable media outlet, or they're not one of the major media outlets, so just whatever. But it does need to be addressed, because whether you have a small or a large platform, you should be subject to the same integrity that every other platform is subject to. You should hold yourself to a certain standard, and misleading headlines is not okay. So I want to have a conversation about an article I came across and the source that I found that spawned this article, and the way the headline was absolutely misleading and manipulative. Let's jump in. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. It's not necessarily the fact that they're putting in false information, which is also a problem, but the point I want to make today is the fact that they're using bits and pieces from an actual interview to manipulate the tone of the article, and using the headline to manipulate the tone. Also, I do want to talk about manipulative wording. It's all very strategic. A lot of the people that work on these media outlets and these websites are trained, and they have some kind of knowledge, and even if they don't, that's not an excuse, because you are responsible for the information you put out, and in doing so you should hold yourself to a certain standard and hold yourself with some level of integrity. You shouldn't be able to just take an actual article or an actual interview and make it sound however you want it to sound. I understand the idea of making articles and headlines sensational, and you want to go for the sensationalism and you want to get those clicks, but there's got to be a way to do that that does not infringe upon people's truths. I mean, the person who gave the interview they wanted to give. They said the words they wanted to say, and they sent the message that they wanted to send. You don't have the right to go in and dissect at liberty and take what you want out of that article or out of that interview and decide it means something else, completely contradicting the original tone of the interview or the article, and making it whatever you want to make. And in my opinion, when media outlets do this, they're intending to fire up that racist underbelly of the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry haters. There is no reason to hate either one of them. We've been through this ad nauseum. I have pointed out in my other videos all the different things that they've done when it comes to charity. I've talked at liberty about the actual rift between Prince Harry and his family. This is to the haters. You guys are actually giving your own personal opinion that contradicts what Prince Harry actually says from the outside looking in, based on this man's relationship with his family. Do you know how pissed I would be if I have told someone, hey, me and my family are not getting along. They are doing very trashy things to me, and I do not appreciate it, and they are making my husband and my child unsafe, very publicly making them unsafe, and I want to get out of here to protect my family. If I were to tell someone that and they decide, what I'm hearing is it's your husband's fault that your family is trying to attack you. No, that's not what he said. Do you think that I'm going to trust someone from the outside looking in who's merely being briefed over the person who's actually experiencing it and has lived in it his entire life? You guys act like Prince Harry is some kind of hired help that worked for the royal family for 6 or 7 years and walked away with all this tell-all knowledge. That man is talking about his family. Do you not think that above all else and over everything else, he doesn't want to actually harm his family? Do you not realize that going to the public was a last-ditch effort to keep himself and his family safe and to right the wrongs that have been set out against them in the media? It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like when people take the opposing side. They're choosing to do that, and they're choosing to ignore common sense. But the things that incite that group are the things that incite a lot of racist groups. And none of it is based on truth, fact, or common sense. So that's why I say don't respond to trolls. I appreciate everyone getting in my comments and sending me messages on Twitter and saying, block the trolls. I don't know. Listen, I'm not tech savvy, but I don't know what I did when I set up my account, but I can't see trolls. The only way I see it is when someone literally sends me a link, but I don't actually see those comments. I don't know where they go. I checked my comment section and I selected held for review to see if maybe that's where they were being stored, but I couldn't find them there either. So I really don't know where they are going on Twitter or YouTube, but I can't see them, and I want to keep it that way. I actually don't believe in responding to psychopaths. Like, to be fair, if someone is only mission is to intend me harm or to hurt my feelings or to argue with me, why would I want to see it? So if I appreciate people coming to my defense, and I've seen the ones that I have seen and the links that I've been sent, I have seen people coming to my defense and doing all that. And you know what? Listen, I appreciate it, because you don't have to come and defend little old me. I'm raggedy. And so if you want to just let me sit out there on an island and get beat up on because of what I say in my videos, then you have that prerogative. So the fact that you thought enough of whatever I said or supporting my video enough to go and reply to those people and defend myself and my channel, I appreciate it. That's really sweet. I'm not going to ask you to do that because they just want attention. They just want engagement. They don't have anything else to do other than look for positive videos about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and little Archie and little Lily, and they want to spew hatred. I have come to learn that a lot of people are in a dark basement with nothing going for themselves and no real human interaction or no genuine love coming in or out of their life. And this is the most attention that they will ever get, is being a troll online. And when you put that into perspective and you realize there is literally no way to win an argument with someone who has nothing to gain or lose from this, you stop wasting your time. Those of us who have things to lose, and those of us who have integrity and images to uphold, and we want to feel good when we go to bed at night and feel good about the things that we've done and said and the energy we've put out into the universe, we won't go that low. And I appreciate you standing with me and not going that low either. Let them talk to themselves, and eventually, if I see it, I'll report it as spam and go on with my life. But again, I appreciate the camaraderie, and I have been having a really good time getting to know everybody. But I want to get into the point of this video. I have rambled this whole time, but let's get into the point of this video. So I actually came across two articles who had headlines that I thought, that is interesting, because when I read the original interview that these two articles were sourced from, I didn't get the message that these headlines were trying to send. I know that some of these media platforms are not like legitimate or major or don't have a big backing. But again, I strongly feel like calling these different media outlets out and bringing awareness to the manipulative tactics they're using to title their articles is important, because they actually do have a platform. So whether it's major or not, or whether we take the time to dispel their credibility or not, it still doesn't change the fact that they are reaching people who don't have time to verify their credibility. And so in that way, they are still effective. It's important to put out the truth or to refute misleading and intentionally manipulative headlines. So the first article that I came across, and it trickled down my feed on Twitter, was from Geo News at geo.tv. And the headline reads, Prince Harry's commitment to Meghan Markle triggers loneliness. And then the byline reads, Prince Harry's commitment to Meghan Markle leaving him feeling utterly lonely. Let that sink in, because that has a tone and that has a very clear message. The second headline is from International The News, and that's at thenews.com.pk. And this headline reads, Prince Harry's commitment to Meghan Markle leaving him feeling alone. And they use quotes. The byline, Prince Harry left feeling lonely because of commitment to Meghan Markle. Now, the two of these articles are actually based on an interview by the CEO of Republic, Graham Smith. And he gave an interview to Express UK, and that website is express.co.uk. And in an article by Ellie Cook, she details what he said in this article. And so I'm actually going to scroll down and I'm going to actually read the headline and a small excerpt from the message that he gave in this interview. So the headline on Express UK, which the other two articles were based on, says Prince Harry's committed to Meghan Markle but could miss aspects of royal family life. That is a very different message. Let's compare, shall we? Geo News, Prince Harry's commitment to Meghan Markle triggers loneliness. And again, on the news, the international news, Prince Harry's commitment to Meghan Markle leaving him feeling alone. Whereas the original article on Express UK states Prince Harry's committed to Meghan Markle, but could miss aspects of royal life. Those are very different things. That is not nowhere near the same ballpark. That message is completely skewed. And then I'm going to read the byline from the Express UK article. Prince Harry is likely content with the life he has chosen with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, in their new home of California, but will yearn for some of the aspects he left behind with the royal family, according to an anti-monarchist campaigner. And of course, that's referencing CEO of Republic, Graham Smith. And the article goes on to say, Mr. Smith told express.co.uk that Prince Harry has an easy, cushy life and can do whatever he wants with the freedom he has gained since the couple stepped back as senior royals. He added that the Duke has a platform to say whatever he wants, adding, some people will still listen to him. Despite all he says the prince has gained from the move, Mr. Smith claimed the Duke will likely harbor nostalgia for the days before the royal rupture. He commented, I suspect he misses some of it. Although having all he knows torn away from him must be quite the wrench, adds Mr. Smith, I think that from what I gather, he and Meghan seem very much committed to each other and supportive of each other. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex lost many of their royal privileges when they moved across the Atlantic, including their ability to use the HRH titles. Prince Harry has also been stripped of his military titles and is banned from wearing his military uniform to events where the attire was previously expected from him. So now that we've read the original article, or part of the original article, do the other two articles even make sense? Now, they do use the quotes from Graham Smith. But by the time you've read the headline and the byline and the manipulative tone of the article, you walk away feeling very differently about how Prince Harry sees his life in America with Meghan Markle. Now, the original article states that they are very much committed to each other. They don't say anything about Prince Harry feeling lonely with Meghan. They say he will probably suffer from bits of nostalgia. I want to dig into that because here's the thing. Let me make sure my mic's on. Okay. Here's the thing. My family is from Mount Pleasant, Texas, and I spent every spring break, Christmas, and summer holiday in Mount Pleasant with my family. My entire family is from Mount Pleasant. Both my mom and my dad are from East Texas in the same little rinky-dink town, and I love it. It's not small anymore, but it was when I was coming up. It's grown a lot. So I sometimes miss Mount Pleasant. Now I'm in Miami with my husband and my dog. I am very much in love with my husband. My husband claims he's in love with me, so we'll see. But he seems to be in love with me, and we have a lot of fun. We have a great life. I have such a good time with him, and I have such a good time with my Schnauzer. I've had him for 12 years. I've been with my husband for 9 years, married for 5, and we live right on the water, and we have a really great home. But there are days when I just want to sit under the tree on 8th Street in Mount Pleasant and be with my family. There are days when I want to wake up in my grandmother's brown room in the back of her house. There was a room that had all brown decor, and we call it the brown room. I want to wake up in that room, go down the hall, and see my grandmother in her kitchen with breakfast on the bar waiting for me, eat breakfast and talk to her, see my granddaddy, hug him before he goes to work, get on my bike and ride down the street. And as I'm doing so, all the other kids that I play with during the day hop on their bikes and we all ride down to Frank's, get our little snacks and trinkets and toys to play with for the day, and see my Aunt Mary and Uncle Billy. There are days where I just want a day in Mount Pleasant. That doesn't mean I hate my life. It simply means I miss the things that are familiar to me. I miss waking up on 8th Street in Mount Pleasant, Texas, and hopping on my 10 speed, or when I got the upgrade, got the 12 speed, okay? My sister got a mongoose bike when she was 14. We'll talk. Hopping on one of the bikes and riding around, or going down to Brahms, or going to Whataburger for lunch. There are days that I miss that. And it doesn't mean I hate my life. It means that there are days that I miss that. And there are reasons that I can't do that anymore, because I live in Miami and they don't have a Mount Pleasant. Now, someone else might be in Texas today and might be living the life of their dreams, especially in a big ass house, because they're cheap in Texas. Don't move there, because when I move back, I want my house to be big, and y'all gonna have bought them all up before I get back. But that's neither here nor there. Someone might be in Texas today and missing their mornings in Miami. I mean, I listen to The Read. Kid Fury is one of the hosts of The Read, and he lives in New York City, and he talks about missing Miami sometimes. So, and I live in Miami, and I miss Texas. So what I'm saying is, regardless of what you do and how successful and happy you are with where you are in your life as an adult, you will have days missing things of old. And Prince Harry is no different. That has nothing to do with his commitment or his love or his affection towards Meghan Markle. As a matter of fact, Prince Harry said quite the opposite in his interview with Oprah. He said he was very happy to have Meghan Markle by his side and be by her side. Do y'all not think that these rich ass people could just go home if they wanted to? He doesn't want to. And there's a lot of reasons why he doesn't want to. Mainly, he's not safe.
The 36-year-old revealed that he first thought about leaving his royal duties behind in his early 20s after repeatedly being told to, quote, grin and bear his problems and get on with it.
I don't want this job.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. Look what it did to my mum. How am I ever going to settle down, have a wife and a family when I know that it's going to happen again? Because I know, I've seen behind the curtain. I've seen the business model. I know how this operation runs and how it works.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of this.
So instead of blaming his commitment to Meghan Markle on him feeling lonely and nostalgic, as these other two headlines did, why not look at the reason why he's not able to be at home with his family? So instead of saying it's because he committed to Meghan Markle, maybe question why a commitment to a woman who's done nothing wrong would create such a rift with him and his family. And then question why you think you're an authority on the matter and your word is more appropriate or more believable or holds more weight than the actual person who's related to them and is telling their firsthand account. Just saying.
I'm happy to be sitting here talking to you with my wife by my side, because I can't begin to imagine what it must have been like for her going through this process by herself all those years ago, because it has been unbelievably tough for the two of us.
I can obviously tell that the people who wrote these headlines, they don't have any integrity. They obviously don't have any common damn sense, and they weren't listening. They took actual written word and pulled from it an entirely different message than what the original article and interview were even about. So all I'm saying is, before you write articles and before you write headlines, ask yourself this. 1, am I telling the truth? Is what I'm saying does it need to be said? And 3, who am I trying to reach with this message? And is that the right thing to do? Once you ask yourself those questions, I feel that a lot of writers and journalists and bloggers will walk away and say, am I building my platform based on the desecration of someone's image? And for what reason? What's the reason? There isn't one. So you still have to go home at night and look at yourself in the mirror. You still have to lay your head down and feel good or however about the way that you've behaved and the energy you've put out in this world. And I can assure you this, making up lies or changing the tone of message regarding someone who's done nothing to you says way more about you than it will ever say about them. That's all I have for today. I really appreciate you all liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Did y'all hear that? Oh shoot. Oh my God, is this dancing chick again? Oh Lord, here she go. Oh, we back? I be jamming to that, okay? All right, that's all I have to say today. Please feel free to continue the conversation and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I am almost monetized. Like, I didn't realize how close I was to meeting the threshold. So excited about that. So I appreciate you being part of that journey. And obviously, the better we do, the more videos I can make. So thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for liking this video and subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. Let the algorithm know you like it, so I can continue. And feel free to continue the conversation over at Twitter at SharionSade, or if you'd like, follow me on Instagram at SharionSade. And every Monday, my podcast drops a new episode, Queen of the Hills Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and Spotify. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.